Hi everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. How are you? I haven't been here for a while. I've been on vacation. Um, sort of. Not really. It turned out to not really be much of a vacation, so if I sound tired, I am. I'll tell you my sob story as we go along. But tomorrow is my anniversary, and I wanted to make a masculine anniversary card for my dear hubby, so I just thought I would do it on camera. It's kind of difficult to come up with things for men sometimes, whether it's a journal, an album, or a card, or some kind of a gift. Um, so I saw a little seed of an idea on Pinterest, and my brain kind of took it from there. And so I pulled some things out and I'm going to make a card. And I'm not going to post this until after my anniversary because he doesn't really watch my videos, but he might see the thumbnail or something. So I'm going to wait. So I pulled out just some masculine things that I did. Since I love vintage, it's kind of easy to pull out some masculine things. I have some twine. I found a sentiment that I want to use for the cover in my heart. I found a piece of scrapbook paper that I really like, this kind of grungy black bottom edge. I liked this too because he's a photographer and he loves making slides and using film. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. And I found two pieces of cardstock that I think go really well with this. I also found, I don't know if any of you guys bought this collection from Bo Bunny back in the day. What's the date on this? 2013. Mamarazzi, and then they did Mamarazzi 2, and I loved this, and I wish they would come out with it again. But this little heart with the film on it, I think I'm going to use that, or maybe a camera, but probably that. I'm going to I have some pocket watches. I may put one on there. I have some wooden and metal gears and, whoopsie, and watch parts and some brads. These particular brads they look like screws on the head, so they're real masculine looking. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to start by cutting out my paper, and I have a little sheet here in my journal of different card sizes. I'm going to make 9 by 6. I think I'm going to cut my paper, and let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have this blue be the accent color. So this will be the card. I'm going to cut it 9 by 6. Throw this up here. Yeah, so those of you who are self-employed will understand this. This was my first week off, like full Friday to Sunday week off in 11 years. I'm self-employed. My husband's self-employed. And it's just really, really hard to take an entire week off. We don't have the kind of businesses where we have employees. And yeah, so just whatever. That's just the way life has been. But we wouldn't give up self-employment for anything to work for somebody else. Let me stop and think here for a minute. Yeah. Um, so there are lots of days when we just, it's not like we don't have time off. We can take time off whenever we want, but usually a day here, a day there. So I was really looking forward to this. I've been really tired. I needed it. Well, the first day, my 14-year-old cat decides that it's time for her to go. And she just laid there and just really looked like she was dying. She wouldn't eat, wouldn't use the litter box. She was just laying there. So we made her comfortable. I started giving her a little bit of a laxative in case it was a blockage. And I just put it on the end of her nose. Let me measure this. 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay. And so I didn't really, because she's 15, I just chose to not take her to the vet. Now, some of you might think that I'm cruel, but I just had to make that decision to take her or not. My husband and I discussed it, and we decided that, well, she's 15, and if it's her time, it's her time. But it was really hard to watch. I love my kitty, obviously, and I didn't want her to suffer, and this went on for 3 days. So finally that night, I said a prayer to God, and I said, God, I hate to be selfish, but I really need this vacation. And mentally, we couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything. I couldn't relax and enjoy myself. And I said, if this could just be over one way or the other tonight, I would really appreciate it. Well, the next morning, I wake up and I go downstairs. I was getting up really early to go check on her, just fully expecting to find she had gone in the night. Well, the fourth morning, I wake up and go down, and she's at the gate, meowing and wanting breakfast. So God answered my prayer, not in the way I expected. Isn't that usually the way? And now she's playing with her toy. She's wanting to eat. I went down a couple days ago, and she had coughed up hairballs all over the place. So I think she had a major blockage, and the laxative helped it. But that was the first 3 days of my vacation, and then after that, I was so emotionally wiped. You guys know what I mean? Have you been through this with a pet? I'm sure you have. You love them so much, you can't really talk. They can't tell you what's wrong, and I'm just really tired, and I haven't. We went on a little antiquing trip one day, 5.5 by 4. And that was fun, but our plan originally had been to go for a couple of days, spend the night in New Hampshire and Vermont, and make a big antiquing trip of it. But we were exhausted, and we didn't. We came back the same night, and so now I'm back in the studio, and we're gonna go up to camp tomorrow just to spend the day and do some kayaking. That will be really nice. We have a camp on a lake. My parents do, actually. It's only 45 minutes from here. And Sunday I go to my church meeting and my Bible meeting, and then Monday we hit the road running back to work. So that is the sad sob story of Cindy's vacation. Oh boy. And I felt so bad because I was feeling so selfish. I was like, oh, why did she have to die during my vacation? And then you think, oh, that's a terrible thought. Oh. I had intended to make this the long way, darn it. I guess I could still do that. I'll just put some things. Yeah, I wanted this in the bottom corner, but I can't talk and measure and create at the same time. So that's okay. I'll just do it like this. I could do it like this, but I don't know about this pocket watch. Yeah, I can still do it this way. There's room. Okay. So I think probably silver, not the shiny gold, and maybe this. I want that vintage one. I think I want this plainer one. But first I want to think about maybe putting some twine on here. So being self-employed can be wonderful and it can be terrible. You have to really like the benefits of being self-employed because the drawbacks are pretty big. You don't get paid vacations. When you take a vacation, that means you get a week off where you're making zero money and you're just spending money. But you don't have to have a boss. You can take time off whenever you want if you just need to take an afternoon off. And it's awful at tax time. Awful, awful, awful at tax time. But well worth it. Get to work from home most of the time. That's really nice. What I was thinking of doing here was, I don't know if it's going to work with this twine though, kind of doing three pieces, but then pulling it together. Yeah, I think that will work. But I think I'm going to have to wrap something around here. Let me get a little piece of thread. Hang on. Okie dokie. Yeah, my mother came over to look at the cat. She's a nurse. And I said, can you just tell me what you think? And she teared up and said, yeah, I think it's time. We all agreed that my cat Ginger was just on her way out. This was it. And she fooled us. She's a little calico. I have both her and her litter mate, two sisters. So I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm inventing, but so I have three pieces of twine here, and I just tied them together in the middle because I want to put the stopwatch or the pocket watch on top of it, and then have these, I'll glue these so these are kind of spread out like this on either side. Does that make sense? But I want this, move it over because I want it under the pocket watch. Okay, oops. Found some really, really cool things when we went antiquing in New Hampshire this week. And found some gorgeous vintage French postcards from the 1800s and early 1900s, like 1902 or so. And when I'm back to business, those are going in my shop. They're beautiful. Ooh, this is messy. Messy, 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 messy. You know how I love glue. Not. Okay, maybe I can clean this glue up. I just wanted to add some more texture. So let me give you a sneak peeky real quick. These are postcard packs. And you can see the French on the front. And each one has a glassine sheet and then some type of image. Most are in black and white, and then on the back is the postcard. But the fantastic thing about this, look at how beautiful. The fantastic thing about this is that none of the postcards have been written on. And that's really hard to find. Postcards from the 1800s that haven't been written on, and I got a stack of them. So I will probably be selling these, some of them. So I'm keeping some, obviously. I'll probably be selling these as books. I don't want to rip them apart. If you want to do that when you buy it, that's okay. I made a mess with this glue. I'm going to have to go back with my little eraser and fix that after it dries. You know, the little gummy eraser? see, get these in order. That one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay. Kind of looks like cat whiskers right now, speaking of kitties. And then this is going to go on this part here. But first I want to put some other things down. I think we can go ahead and put down the sentiment. My poor husband, he never knows what to do because on our anniversary, because I make cards and he says it's just so lame for me to go get you a Hallmark card or something. It just doesn't feel real. So wait, does this have sticky? No. So one year he typed me up a beautiful little letter on his vintage typewriter. He always tries to do something other than just your standard Hallmark card and flowers or candy, which is sweet. In my heart. Love it. And I want to take, let's see, that's kind of nice. That one's like a hexagon. I think I'm going to use that instead of the screw one. Well, yeah, I'll use that one. I'll just pop that up here. And I'll have to, when I put down my inside here, I'll have to make sure to cover this over. There. That's got a little bit of a silver sheen to it, so it will match the, I mean, it is gold, but it kind of is tending more towards almost a platinum color, so it'll go good with this. And then let me pull out some of these gears. So this will be here. The wood is showing up better against the darker background. Even though I like the metal, but the metal looks good up here. But I think the wood looks better down there. Although I do have some copper looking gears. That'll look good. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to glue it down in a minute and see if I can get it up to the camera without... Oop! What's that? Oh, it's the bottom of the card. I'm definitely going to have to clean up this glue in here. I'll do that a little later, like I said, but it's bothering me. Oops, my little thread came off. That's all right. There's sticky on here, but I never rely on that. It doesn't always last. Just put some in the middle there because it's going to be sticking up. So on my days off this week, I have been making ephemera packs. I have some fabulous stuff that's ready to go in my shop. I just have to get it in there. And just, oh no! Darn it. I just have to, what was I saying? Glue, I hate you. I'm too much of a fumble fingers to use glue. Now it got all over the face of this. Where was I? Oh yeah, the ephemera packs. So I just have a lot of stuff from real vintage items from the 1800s. It's what I like to look for when we go thrift shopping and antiquing and estate sailing, and I have a lot of stuff, and I like to put it in a real pretty form, almost like you're getting a gift. So I packaged up a lot of my ephemera, and what am I trying to say? Man, I am tired. Sorry. I put it in real pretty packaging, and I'm going to pass some of my goodies on to you. For example, here's one little thing that I made. I have some vintage tickets. Here's a vintage map. This is some paper from one of my digital kits, and I made little paper baggies. And so you get pockets and things, but attached are going to be real vintage items that are getting harder and harder to find. More and more of these antique shops and estate sales understand that we like vintage ephemera. There, okay. So other than, I'm not sure I like the twine, but I'm going to go with it. I need to trim it up. Other than doing the inside, which I'm not going to show you because that's private. I'm just going to put, another um, mat in here, and then I don't know if I'm going to type something on the typewriter. That's probably what I'll do, and stick a note in here. But here it is. He'll like it. That's what counts. He'll appreciate it. And he is in my heart. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for hanging in there with me for my rambly video. Next week I'll be more coherent. I won't be in vacation brain mode. Hopefully I'll be all alert and ready to talk in public again and make sense and all that. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.